The police should be given machine guns and body armor with what they're facing in this country. But that's a separate question, not what the police should have. I'm asking you what you would do to revise gun laws to prevent another massacre, and I've taken a position. You add antidepressants to the list of controlled substances, and anyone taking them doesn't own a gun. Period. End of story. That's my position. What do you think? We have to discuss this. ABC New York. Lynn, you're on the Savage Nation. Your opinion counts. Go ahead, please.
Dr. Savage, thank you for taking my call. I'm so thankful that you're on WABC. I have an issue that's near and dear, close to my heart. I don't know why this mother had the guns she had. Was she protecting herself, as I am, from a violent ex-husband? Does she have a child that needs medication, as I have? Okay, I have 2 children on Focalin. They can't function in a classroom without that medication. It's been a godsend. It really has.
But wait, hold it. That's. I didn't say they're not godsends, but you don't think that when they're of age they should own a gun, do you?
No, but the children didn't own a gun, but the mom did. And why did she own that gun?
I kept asking that. Like you just said, maybe she was afraid of her own son.
Well, what about the ex-husband?
I don't know. The ex-husband's apparently a mid-level executive in a corporation. Had nothing to do with them. He lived in.
My ex-husband has threatened my life. I mean that's why I guess he's my ex-husband. But
Lynn, wait. Do you own a weapon, Lynn? Do you own a weapon to protect yourself from your ex-husband?
I do.
Now you own the weapon, and wait, hold it. You own a weapon, yet you have 2 sons on medication. How do you protect yourself from your kids getting a hold of these guns?
It's a tremendous burden. I have a son who is ADHD, extremely ADHD. It's a real tough. It's a burden. I have to make sure that he doesn't even know about that there are weapons in the house to protect me from his father.
Well, you seem like you're trapped between the devil and the deep blue sea here. You've got guns to protect yourself from the ex-father. Then you got 2 boys that are unstable on medication, which is a little different than my argument, which is that we need to revise gun laws in order to control some of these insanities by adding antidepressants to the controlled substances that would prohibit a person from owning a gun. How do you feel about that statement? You agree or disagree?
I'm not sure I heard your question.
Would you add... Well, then you have to listen in order to hear my question, Lynn. Would you add antidepressants to the list of controlled substances that would prohibit an individual from owning a gun?
I think I would. I think I agree with you on that.
All right, that's good enough, and you're a person who would know. Okay? You see, there's knee-jerk reactions to everything, and I'm not going to give you a knee-jerk reaction. I've been tormented all day long with this. I've been in bed all day trying to sort through it like everyone in the country. I've been in bed because I'm sick. I had to go into the studio and do the show. I had to do the show because I have to express to you some sanity here. You're hearing people who are conservatives saying, hands off our guns. Don't you dare politicize this tragedy. Shut your mouths. Go away. Well, they're politicizing the tragedy by saying you shouldn't politicize the tragedy. They've already politicized it. They've taken a political position. They're that blind to their own political side of the aisle? It can't be that blind. The minute the gun went off, there was a political discussion that was going to happen. I watched President Obama speak. As you know, I'm not a big fan of President Obama. I've written a few books about what I think of him. But I'll be honest with you, I actually don't think those were crocodile tears. I believe that the man really did get emotionally overwrought by this, as any human being would, because he actually could empathize with a parent of children because he has children. It humanized him. We just don't want him to overreach now and come down on the wrong side of this. We have enough restriction in our lives. I would restrict the movies produced by individuals such as Weinstein and Tarantino, to be specific. Weinstein's stock and trade, guns, violence, pornography, death, destruction. And yet Weinstein, 3 tragedies ago, old Harvey, had the nerve to come out and call for gun control when it was his movies and movies like his in the minds of millions of sane Americans that have deranged the mind of this country and of the world. You heard me. You heard me. The sewer pipe of Hollywood needs to be reined in. If we had a J. Edgar Hoover, they would be self-censoring. They're out of control. So if you want to start talking about what needs to be done, let's start with violent video games. Let's start with violent movies. Let's start with telling the Tarantinos and the Weinsteins of the world enough is enough. Stop poisoning the minds of our youth. Stop poisoning and glorifying violence, Harvey. You made enough money on it, Harvey. I mean, that could be done, too. There are many things that can be done. You're on psych meds, no guns. There are things that can be done. Don't say nothing needs to be done. That's foolish.